welcome to the next installment of World of Boston. We are in China, part 2. Today, we get to explore Western China. Think about it as the Seattle to the California of China. We're gonna be hitting up 3 spots per usual. First spot's right behind me. It is called, hold on. To read the sign. Lanner Noodles Bar just opened their doors for a soft opening as of this month. Let's go. Guys, I'm so excited. This place is focused on Northwestern Chinese cuisine. We're gonna order today a bowl of piping hot Lanzhou beef noodle soup, one of my favorite noodles and ways to ingest carbs into my body. It's just like coffee and Lanzhou. You've got to have the beef noodle soup. I've gone to Montreal and had amazing beef noodle soup, but I haven't had a really impressive presentation in the Boston area. And seeing as how this restaurant is brand spanking new, literally just opened in the new year, I'm so excited to feature this as one of my first places. We're gonna get marinated beef tripe, very close to one of my favorite classics, which I always crave, even when I'm going to France or something. It's got the same addictive MSG, spicy numbing, the situation going on. I think we're also just gonna get some lamb skewers because lamb on a stick is classic. This is the pure beef tripe, very textured. We're gonna take our first bite. Look at that. It kind of looks like a sea creature at the aquarium. That's very fresh. That's very refreshing. Very cold, chewy, crunchy, textured. I think you would be pleasantly surprised by how easy and approachable this is to eat, contrary to the appearance. I feel like if I was craving an appetizer that actually made me hungrier for the main course, this would be a great selection. It's very fresh, really simple, no nonsense, very chewy, very clean. I'm used to eating this dish more in fuzi fei pian, which is beef slices, got the beef and a little bit of the tendon, but you also have the tripe, kind of more of like a tango, rumba, cha-cha waltz sort of situation where you've got lots of things going on. Literally, it's called husband and wife. This feels just like the husband. The husband has completely eaten the wife. It's glistening, a lot of that typical chili oil. There's cilantro on top. Very thin slices of beef floating at the top here. Appealing, attractive, very robust noodles. If you go in here and just attempt to pick it up, like, look at that. It's the curtain that no one will ever peep behind. Very protective, completely fresh. I bet they did this morning. That's good beef. Craving, satisfying, worthy. I think the thing that stands out the most to me about this is the noodle. Every time I come back for a bite, I just think about how thick and chewy these noodles are. These are the noodles I want coming to the party. This is a seriously versatile, extroverted noodle. They're like different widths too, so you can tell how fresh and hand-pulled this is. These came on a robust rod. I have to eat them while they're fresh with this soup. It's so nice looking. Look at this. It is completely glistening, well seasoned. There's a decent amount on this skewer. Oh yeah, that's so good. Oh my gosh, guys, come here for this. This is like the extreme spice version of meat that I like crave in my sleep in the middle of the night and like drool over my pillow over. Like nostalgia. So good. This lamb is so on point. It has mastered the lamb game. The satisfying Lisa's cravings in her dreams game. Oh my gosh. And it's seared and charred in a very satisfying way. And it twirls my hand like a beautiful melody. When you get a good lamb skewer, you should rejoice for your life, the life of all of your family, because it is a rare, fleeting piece of heaven on earth, especially in this area. Like, I can go to Flushing, probably like 1 out of 3 times, succeed in rejoicing. I have not yet in the city of metropolitan Boston. This is very exceedingly impressive. I don't really have any words. I'm just repeating the same thing over and over again. Just like good, such good, perfect, dream. If I was starving on the street and someone gave me these two things, I would like kiss their cheek and their hand and hug them for like 10 minutes. Every time I eat meat, I just feel like a dinosaur or a bear. And nothing happens and no one notices, but I feel happy. It's not dramatic and disgusting enough for people to like turn their heads, but in my mind, it's really dramatic. All these three dishes play really well together. If you want a snack, lamb skewer for the win. If you want a pairing, lamb skewer and Lanzhou beef noodle soup. And if you want an appetizer, an additional small dish, I would try the beef tripe. We're gonna go to another place after I stuff my face. Then we're gonna be going to another noodle place. I love noodles. I'll see you guys over. All right, welcome to our second place, Home Taste. This is another variation of restaurants that we've gone to in other vlogs, like Chili Square, Jean's, Flatbread Cafe. Really excited to experience the taste of home. So let's go inside. This is a place where the owners are from central China, but the style of food here and the hand-pulled noodles, they are reminiscent of Sichuan cuisine. I think we're gonna order definitely something involving hand-pulled noodles, liang pi, really refreshing, slurpy, beautiful appetizer. This is called ziran yang rou, human lamb, with the hand-pulled thick, wide noodles. We got some peppers, cilantro, onions. Ooh. Oh yes, you can really tell how fresh this one is because of this just right Goldilocks kind of thickness, resistance. This is the way Italians eat it. I think this is inappropriate, but get one with the lamb. Look at this pull. The addictive quality of like lo mein. This is like the legit version of that. Super addictive. The moment it touches your lips, feel that deep, meaty, spiced MSG flavor. Actually, the noodles taste very thin, but they don't break when you pull them. Perfect symphony of texture, thickness. Usually for the spicy cumin, ziran yang rou, you really taste a lot of heavy cumin, oppressive sometimes for people who aren't used to the flavor. This tastes like a piece of beef. You can kind of feel like there's a little bit of lamb pressing in on your taste buds, but it's like a little lamb in a very nice, spacious field of flavor. You really can't taste the gaminess. It's just like this hearty MSG hug, embracing your tongue from north to south and east to west. So satisfying when you can pretty much pick up the entire plate of noodles in one fork. Every time I look at large, wide, sticky noodles, it reminds me of a really effective curtain. Very adaptive, absorbent, dynamic, happy, effective. This is the cold skin liang pi, what I've been missing for months. Take the lid off. Ooh, look at that. All of these finely sliced vegetables. The waitress said this was her favorite, and I'm like really excited right now. It's been sitting around while I've been talking about addictive lamb noodles. This is incredible. All right, we're gonna try this first bite. Oh my gosh. So much oil. This is like really satisfying. It's all about penetrating the noodle. I'm telling you, if you like anything noodle related, if you like spice, this is going to hit it right on the spot for you. It's really well balanced for how salty it is. You almost don't notice it unless you really think and meditate. These noodles are worth meditating on. I bet I look really scary when I'm really enjoying myself. I'm sorry about that. I also got a brown sugar bubble tea because parents with children really enjoyed this online, and I'm a child and I'm not a parent. That's also really good. I love brown sugar. I put a lot of brown sugar in this, but it's not overly sweet. You just taste a lot of that thick, rich brown sugar flavor. I almost don't want it to be diluted, but I know that if I don't stir it around, it's gonna go away, and that makes me sad too. It's really cold outside, and these are both cold, but it hits the spot. So satisfying. When I'm like really excited, I look mad or sad, but I'm happy. As usual, all the things I order, I like a lot because I order things that I like. This, I'm really impressed by how much you still maintain the heat. If you like stir-fried anything, this is a really great hot option for a dish. I keep doing this because it just makes me really happy. This, just get this. If you don't get this, you're gonna be sad. You're gonna go home and you're gonna regret it. This, if you have kids, if you have a child in you, because all of us do, and you can't admit it and get this. But we all know my favorite here was, this is a great place. It does taste like home. It makes me feel at home too, and I'm happy. So we're inside of Sichuan Mountain House. This is really cool. It feels like a cottage in a village on a real mountain in authentic Sichuan. We're still in the west of China. Sichuan is a southwestern area in China. This is actually a restaurant plant. You know how they have like church plants? It's a restaurant plant of a New York City-based restaurant group. Originally opened in Manhattan and Flushing, and now they brought this place into our very own neighborhood in Boston. This has been happening a lot more recently, and so I feel like there is promise for the future of Chinese culinary prowess in this area. This is a soft opening still. They opened back in November of last year, so we get the privilege of trialing some of the dishes here. I just can't wait to be in this environment and breathe the mountain air and taste the mountain seasonings with all of you. So this is their classic pork belly appetizer dish that people love to eat in New York City. The belly of the waterfall is just this lovely pool of hot oil, and it almost looks like that hot pot hot sauce where there's like this more concentrated animal fat in the middle of it. But this is beautiful, and just want to pay attention to the beautifulness of the silverware as well. This beautiful teapot that's like see-through, but you can still hold on to it because they're not actual holes. As well as this amazing, really heavy tea kettle over actual fire, so it keeps it warm. So we're gonna go in for the middle curtain. Got a whole single slice of cucumber and pork belly, and just slightly dip that in the oil. I'm gonna be really careful because this might translate into some heavy visits to the bathroom tomorrow. That's really quality oil. Very clean and crisp. Really porky, refreshing crisp. Combination of those two ingredients. This sauce is so good. It tastes like the best sauce. It's a very descriptive experience, right? It almost tastes like it has horseradish in it. That tangy, bouncy, wasabi character. What is that? It's just from China. This is what I want when I say I want Chinese food. It's just a bunch of this sauce. This will be good on anything. Salads, pork, cold meats, warm meats, hot meats, leftover meats, vegetables, tofu, my finger. How much is it? I want to buy it. So this is their house kimchi. Surely got some poignant, which is not the right word, thoroughly integrated red peppers in here. It's not trying to be Korean kimchi. It is, I guess, Sichuanese kimchi. Chinese kimchi. Chinese kimchi is different from Korean kimchi. Whoa. That was the first numbing kimchi I've tasted. This is like you dip hot pot oil and put it in kimchi. It's all drenched up in the business of this kimchi. Super unique. I think I recommend this as a novelty experience, just period. Also, this tea is really flavorful, very herbaceous. Highly recommend. Last thing before the main attraction comes out, I got a green grape and strawberry Yakult drink. Do you remember Yakult? It's that little plastic freezer dessert yogurt drink. It comes in this size here. I'm sorry, I'm not drinking my Yakult because this crab just came out. This is Dungeness Crab, guys. I think I've had Dungeness Crab, but looking at this, it makes me feel like I haven't had Dungeness Crab. This thing is humongo ginormegansis. So, clearly it's not alive anymore, but it feels very alive because of these. I love it when they move. I always forget the name. I'll put it on the screen. And this right here is sticky rice. Gotta put my armor on. It's been a while since I've handled shells that challenge my prowess. Feel like I'm going into the operating room. I honestly don't know how to do this. Look at me pretending to operate. The innards are in here, guys. Look, it's the innards. I didn't know that crabs were hairy, like on the underbelly. So that's just the hat, guys. There's real stuff down here. So we can start really hacking away. Before I get myself completely lost, I think I'm just gonna take whatever this is meant to do and use it as a spoon and try the rice by itself. Okay, sticky rice mixed with crab aromas. That's the best sticky rice I've tasted in a long time. It's got the perfect umami from the seafood and the crab. Go in here a little bit and just mix a bit of this really good stuff down here. Mix it with some of this. Dip it in some of this. That's so good. That's the best combination I've had all day because it's got that meaty umami from the crab and it tastes like crab fat. Oh, so good. This is the next victim. I'm confident I can get something done here. And then I will share it with others who deserve to eat it. This is so hot. I'm just gonna suck on it. This is the impatient technique when you're hungry and you spend a lot of money on it. This doesn't need any sauce. It's so juicy on its own. It's ridiculous. Look at all this meat. I've eaten most of it already, but there's so much more just sitting there waiting to be eaten. I can affirm there's some of the freshest crab in the New England area. So we're gonna keep going to town on this, but this is ridiculous. And also just the amount of rice underneath is pretty ridiculous. And this is amazing with this. Always put this in this. By the way, snuck a sip of this because I got so excited and distracted by this, and it's really good. It's a really good yogurt drink. It tastes perfectly fruity. Please, if you are hot and overwhelmed by this situation, I highly recommend one of their homemade house-made drinks. Very good pairing. So today we went with the novelty factor of having Dungeness Crab. It is the most amazing flavor combination, especially with those crab innards that look super unappetizing, but are the exact opposite of it. This place is the king of spice in Boston. I really want to come back for some of the more classic dishes. They've got the popcorn chicken, let's see, that numbing, tingling fried chicken. They've also got these huge chalices filled with these numbing broths, sizzling fish, beef, pork, chicken. You can put any kind of protein and dunk it in that broth and just have a spiced slice of heaven. But for now, this was an amazing experience, especially with the ambience. There's a wait at least of 30 to an hour. So if you want to catch this, I highly recommend you come as early as you can. And I'm gonna start eating this because we spent a lot of money on it. Okay. We have concluded our World of Boston tour, China Part 2. It is snowing now. We are happy. I really, really loved all the tastes and flavors that we got to try today, from cold dishes to lamb, hand-pulled noodles, to Dungeness crab, to dangling pork belly in a cozy cottage on the top of a mountain. Really happy that Boston seems like it has a lot of up-and-coming places that are hardcore specializing in yummy, local, authentic Chinese food. I hope you enjoyed this journey as much as I did. But until next time, thanks and bye.